Coming up on today's show, could Jeff Bezos be interested in buying the Seattle Seahawks? We have a very interesting report to get to on the Amazon founder that we'll talk about coming up in just a matter of moments. Also, Jamal Adams, a return to Seattle, still not out of the picture just yet. We'll get you the latest on the former Seahawks safety in just a little while from right now. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us here on this holiday weekend. We want to get this show out to as many people as we can, so we highly encourage you to share today's show. Here's what I need you to do. Click the share button, select the Facebook icon, click post to Facebook, sound off in the description. Let your voice be heard loud and clear, and let people know what you really think about your Seattle Seahawks. And then tag Seattle Seahawks from Chat Sports on Facebook. That way we can direct traffic our direction. Pat your back, we'll pat yours. Let's get this show out to as many 12s as possible, and we'll get started here with today's show. The prime Seahawks. Could that be the future for the Seattle Seahawks? Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, who is a man of, I would say, renaissance, a very wealthy individual. There's a lot of different ways you could describe Jeff Bezos, and there is a report out there that is linking him to potentially buying his hometown team, Seattle Seahawks, after a major sell-off of Amazon stock that he did this past week. Let's tell you what you need to know. It's no secret that Jody Allen, the current owner of the Seattle Seahawks, will sell the team. Part of the agreement after her brother Paul died was that Jody would assume the state of both the Seahawks and the Trailblazers, and then she would sell off the franchises and donate the funds to charities that Paul supported. Bezos is selling off about $5 billion in Amazon shares. And why is that number significant? Well, the folks at Forbes just last year valued the Seattle Seahawks at $5 billion. The Washington Post, which is owned by Jeff Bezos, by the way, reported that all the way back in 2019, Bezos was interested in buying the Seattle Seahawks. And as far as the connections go of Bezos to Seattle, he lived in the region for nearly 30 years. So he knows this franchise as well as anybody. He's a fan. Now, say what you want about Jeff Bezos. Obviously, he's a controversial figure, and not everybody likes him for a variety of reasons, and we're not going to get into that. You guys can just do some quick Google search and find that stuff out. But what you can't deny is that he's filthy rich, there's no shortage of money, and the man loves football. This would be a great fit. And I know that the Seahawks haven't had any issues when it comes to spending money on the football field. But think about big picture, right? A guy like Bezos all of a sudden would give the Seahawks the financial flexibility to give them world-class facilities, everything that they could ever need or want to keep players and bring in new players within this organization. They would have a leg up on pretty much everybody in the National Football League in that regard if Bezos is serious about owning a football team. Jeff Bezos, I never thought we'd see the day where we get a player card graphic of Jeff Bezos, but here we are. Bezos, the founder and executive chairman of Amazon, also the founder of Blue Origin, and he is the owner of the Washington Post. Saved that newspaper, which is trying to save democracy from what I'm told. And as far as the numbers, just that wealth that he brings to the table, there's only one man in the entire planet that's richer than Jeff Bezos. That's Elon Musk, but he's not far off. $216.5 billion is how much Jeff Bezos is worth. So buying the Seahawks for $5 or $6 billion, that'd be nothing for Jeff Bezos, essentially. So let's ask you, should the Seahawks sell to Jeff Bezos, to Jeff Amazon? What do you guys think about that idea? Y for yes, N for no. Should the Seahawks become a prime organization here? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Seahawks Today is closing in on 53,000 subscribers on the channel. We are less than 300 away from that next milestone. We're live twice a week. We're bringing you daily news and rumors, sometimes 2, 3 and more videos a day. We're bringing you breaking news, Q&A mailbags. We are your off-season headquarters, where there is no off-season on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now for free. It's cheaper than a Prime membership, folks. Join the family here on Seahawks Today, and you'll be glad you did. So there's one hurdle in the potential path for Jeff Bezos of owning the Seattle Seahawks or any other team in the National Football League for that matter. And it's the fact that his company, Amazon, owns the rights to Thursday Night Football. We've seen Prime Video air Thursday Night Football the last couple of seasons. They've done a really good job. Former Seahawk Richard Sherman is on those broadcasts as well. And there could be some skepticism among owners of letting a broadcast partner own a team. Here's more from SI All Seahawks on the situation. Bezos was heavily linked to the Washington Commanders during the sale process last year. Some speculated that he was blocked from buying the team due to a personal grudge held by maligned Washington owner Dan Snyder. But it turns out that never formally submitted a bid. The Commanders were instead sold to a group led by Josh Harris for $6.05 billion, the highest price ever paid for a sports team. If Bezos were to submit a bid for any team, the league would have to approve him since Amazon owns the broadcasting rights for Thursday Night Football games. That would be a hurdle to overcome, but probably not enough to disqualify him from owning a team. Now, whoever buys this team, the way things have changed in professional sports ownership in recent years compared to many years ago is that it's an ownership group, right? You might have one guy like Jeff Bezos, for example, as the guy writing the biggest check, but there's other guys involved within these organizations to create an ownership group. And if you're the Seattle Seahawks, if you're Jeff Bezos or anybody for that matter, what would probably do you good is to get some people that know the Seahawks. That way it would instill trust within the fan base and help your reputation, if you will, to potentially be involved in this ownership group. Here's a few names to keep an eye on to potentially be in an ownership group in Seattle. Steve Largent, he's an incredible businessman, by the way. Walter Jones, I think Matt Hasselbeck, incredible football mind. I thought he did a great job at ESPN for a number of years. Sean Alexander, Cam Chancellor, just some names to keep an eye on. Obviously, with the current NFL rules, you can't have a current player in an ownership group, so it has to be a former player. But some names to keep an eye on. Makes me think, those are just off the top of my head, those five. Who are some former players that you would like to see be a part of the next Seahawks ownership group? Who comes to mind that you would like to see be involved? Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Let's talk Jamal Adams now. The former Seattle Seahawks still remains available for Seattle or any other team to sign in free agency. We heard a while back from Mike McDonald and John Schneider both that they showed some interest in Jamal Adams, but with the idea of converting him from a safety to a linebacker. The folks at Bleacher Report have named Seattle as the top destination for the bargain free agent Jamal Adams. Here's more from Christopher Knox. There was a time when adding Adams on the open market would have been anything but a bargain. After 3 disappointing campaigns, though he'll likely need to settle for a short-term prove-it deal for an opportunity to reestablish his market value, a return to Seattle would make some sense, as Adams would be an intriguing chess piece for new head coach Mike McDonald. Now, Adams very well may be a bargain. Whoever signs him is not going to cost a whole lot to bring him in at this point in time. That part is accurate. But I have seen enough, right? I do not want anything to do with Jamal Adams whatsoever for a number of reasons. Here's why Seattle should stay away from Jamal Adams. You already know the extensive injury history. He's terrible in coverage. And even if he is converted from safety to linebacker, we heard Mike McDonald say very clearly that they want linebackers that can cover. He's overrated as a pass rusher. He doesn't get after the quarterback as much as the mainstream media would like to tell you he does. There's some character concerns. Remember, we heard about him going after a reporter's wife, called her ugly, and a locker room cancer, right? Left his team, just idly by. That Monday night game was nowhere to be seen, wasn't supporting his teammates when he wasn't on the field. To me, there's just way too many red flags. It's not worth it. Now, Adams has a great resume, 3-time Pro Bowler, first-team All-Pro back in 2019 for the former 7th-round pick from the New York Jets. Nobody's disputing that, but it's just all the other things, right? You see, the statistics just haven't been that great for Jamal Adams. Hasn't been able to stay on the football field, and when he's been out there, he just hasn't played that well. And the coverage stats. This is just what blows my mind, is the coverage grades are just pitiful. Like, I say what you want. I know that Jamal Adams, some will say that, hey, his specialty is getting after the quarterback and all that. If you're a safety, you still have to cover. And his coverage grades last year, 50.7. Atrocious. 81 and 22, but he only played 8 snaps, so that doesn't really count. 47.4 in 2021, 53.1 in 2020. I'm out. As the great Randy Jackson from American Idol once said, it's a no from me, dog. I'm staying away from Jamal Adams. I'm not interested. I think the Seahawks still could go sign another safety or go sign another linebacker, but I'm just sitting here hoping and praying that that guy is not Jamal Adams. Should the Seahawks sign Jamal Adams? Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. S for sign, P for pass. Your chance to be John Schneider. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's show, you know what to do. Share this video. Let's get this show out to as many people as humanly possible. Hope you're having a fantastic 4th of July weekend. Keep us locked in, and we will see you next time right here on Seahawks Today.